You know, man, it's been like I talked to the guys about. It's been a tough couple of weeks. So it's great to be in this room after a win, and seeing the way the boys are in there. They're spirited. They're excited right now, and it's great to see them be able to celebrate all the hard work they put in. Because you know what, they played their tails off since the beginning of the year. Hadn't had much to show for it coming into tonight. So I'm really proud of the way they responded. This guy right next to me got a lot on him, and we got a lot of young guys doing special things. Charles Williams, what a night he had, and it's funny because he's been texting me about this since we signed him. So now he'll stop texting me, thank goodness. So it's exciting to see the way he played tonight and responded.
A lot will be made of 91-yard touchdown, but can you tell how important it is that you did not turn the ball over? It's first game you haven't had a turnover, you managed things, and it just wasn't that turnover that could have swung something.
Well, we talked about it, and I talked to you guys about it on Tuesday, and, we talked about it as a team all week about ball security. When you really look at the last couple of weeks, going back to the UCLA game, the one thing we've done early in the game is we've turned the ball over that's resulted in points for the other team. So, sometimes, you might call it a little conservative, but, we did a good job of, trying to fill position, getting the clock running, settling Dalton in, giving him some easy throws, establishing the run game. It was tough sledding early, and then as the second quarter got in, we really started kind of, getting it and moving the ball. And then it allowed this guy to settle in and make some plays, which he did. He made. That touchdown was unbelievable.
The decision to defer when you got the first half, decided to defer.
You know what? When you're starting a freshman quarterback as his first start, we talked about again just being smart and just allowing him to ease in. So we felt like if we could kick off, and then and work on field position and not put it in his hands right away, that he'd ease into it. And he did more than that. He did a great job.
You talk about his 91-yard touchdown. I don't know what's going through your mind because he almost got trapped for safety.
Well, I think that Barney was screaming, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" And I yelled back, "He's getting the first down." And I said, "Oh my God, he's actually scoring a touchdown." So, you know what? At the end of the day, you see it in college football every single week. The game's about players making plays, and things weren't going well. We weren't moving the ball. We were kind of stagnant. And you know what? That's what's great about college football is you recruit these talented guys that have competitive souls, and that's exactly what Dalton has. And I'll tell you what, he put us on his back on that play and made an unbelievable play. And that wasn't a call. That wasn't something we ever worked on. That's just his heart and spirit stepping up and doing something special. And if you're going to win football games, you have to have a couple of those every single game. You see it every Saturday.
Was there thought to throw it away for a second? You got in the end zone and you kind of thought for a second.
Well, what was going through my mind on that, I just thought it looked a little hairy for the throw, and I decided to get out of the pocket. And as soon as I saw that black paint in the end zone, I said, "Oh my God, I better get out of here because I better run to the other sideline if I get safetied here." But I got out, got a few good blocks, and just turned on the Jets and got 6.
You got Jets now, huh?
Hey, I was running out of gas there. For a second.
You talked about that touchdown pass as well and just, making your first college start?
Oh, Coach Sanchez could have made that pass. It was a great call by Coach Cotton. He was wide open. We set it up perfectly, and all I had to do was give him the ball and let him do the rest.
What just all your emotions going into your first career start?
The whole team rallied behind me. So they settled me down real well. Coach Sanchez, Coach Cotton, they did really well with settling me down. Obviously, the nerves were there in the very beginning, but once you settle in, football is football. Doesn't matter what level you're playing at, play to win the game, and that's just rolling from there.
You talked earlier this week about recruiting track guys, and obviously Charles has that burst. He even actually, when he split the defenders, had a little burst, not like that. Can you talk about Charles and how speed made a difference with him? Because he just
Well, it makes it. That's really the big separating factor in college football. When you look at these elite teams, they run. They have elite speed. So one of the biggest things we looked at when we got here was just kind of and I'm not saying our guys are slow, but when you look at how do you get to that next level, right? Where you have to have dynamic pass rushers, you have to have speed guys on offense, you have to have guys that can turn simple things into great things. Kind of like Dalton did on that play. So that's been a big emphasis, looking at guys and making sure that we bring in guys that can run at the highest level. So Charles, he's a blazer. Again, he's a 10-500 meter guy, and there's not many of those guys walking around. So and the thing about it, the guy sitting next to me is a freshman. Charles is a freshman. Justin Poe is a freshman. Jaron Caldwell is a freshman. Nathan Jacobson's a sophomore. You look all around the field, and Makai Stevens is a freshman. Darren Woods is a freshman. Tross Clare that caught the touchdown, he's a freshman. We got all kinds of young guys. I can't wait till they grow up.
First play they went deep.
I would have, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were. I mean, these are smart coaches. Coach Druder's, he's got that job for a reason. I mean, they got a good staff, and it's kind of that wounded animal deal. If somebody is showing that they're struggling with something, you immediately attack it. So we knew that they would do that, and we worked it all week, and we changed up the way we practiced this week. We got really combative. We went back to running our rebel drill, and that's something you only do in camp. But we did that. We did one-on-ones every single day, and I mean, we really worked on our competitive spirit of practice this week. And one of the things we did was we ran one-on-ones every single day all week, and all we worked was verticals and posts and dropouts and things like that. So, that's your job, is to make sure you prepare your guys and, and get them, doing things better that they were deficient at. And I thought our secondary, did a good job tonight, challenging balls.
He is on crutches. Is this another receiver you guys?
It looks like it. We'll find out for sure, but, the first word is he's probably done. So, I mean,
You go through that. I mean, the kid steps up and makes the touchdown for his first catch, but
yeah.
I mean,
We're going to have to look at what we're doing. You got Keys out now. Presley looks like he's out. Now you have Darren out. And, I mean, we're really down now receiver-wise. So, it's okay. We've got a bunch of smart guys in the building. What we'll do is we'll probably take, a guy like Dalton. He'll probably be involved in our 11 personnel package. He can line up at the receiver spot. He runs well enough. But he got hurt at the end of the game, too, so he didn't finish. So he might be out, too. So I don't know. But the bottom line is we got a game next Saturday. So whatever we got to do, we'll patch him up and roll.
How big does this start with 1-0 in the conference?
You know what? It's huge. I mean, because literally it's a clean slate, So, we got a work cut out for us this week. San Diego State, heck of a football team. We're going to their house. They got an exciting year going. So it's going to be a tough task. But, 1-0 gives you a shot, and that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to build opportunities for this program. We haven't had a lot of opportunities in, many years, but this is, it's only a second win, but it's another opportunity towards a bowl game. It's another opportunity towards a conference championship, and those goals are all still in play. So we got to go play our guts out now and, execute at a high level.
One question, Mark. I just got here. You look at this team, talk about life infused, and how you can take the program to the next phase, the next step. You feel like this is exactly what you need to get that done?
Yeah, it's one of those deals where I feel like our guys, they've done a really good job of playing hard. I mean, I don't think anybody questioned their heart. I mean, even a disappointing loss like last week, they didn't fold the tents. They kept playing hard and just came up short in a bad deal. So they did that again tonight, but they played smarter, But we still made mistakes. We still had a personal foul on the quarterback out of bounds that extended a drive. We missed certain things. We're going to go back on some of those run-pass read options with Dalton and just clean those things up and get better. But, lighting the fuse is having energy, but it's also lighting the fuse of doing everything better, just executing at a higher level, communicating at a higher level, practicing at a higher level, just doing all those things. So I'm excited about where we're at, and I'm excited about our future, but we have a ways to go, but we're on track.
You've done seldom with 64 yards rushing and 32 carries.
Well, it's one of those deals coming into the game. We knew they struggled running the ball a little bit, and they were committed to doing it. I mean, they took plenty of opportunity to try to run the football. The defense did a good job of making them one-dimensional. So when you make somebody one-dimensional, it gets harder to win games. So I thought Coach Bear did a really good job of game plan. He's a smart guy.
Dalton, was there anything you learned this week that you're going to take into preparation for next week?
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly don't think I played very well. I mean, the second half. There's a lot of things, just like you saying, the run-pass options. I made a lot of bad reads in the second half, so it's all going to be in the film room. Get in the film room tomorrow, correct our mistakes, and then look straight forward to San Diego State, get in the film room 100% more, see what they're doing, and know our opponent. I think that's huge.
Dalton, you're going to see all this when you check your phone, but ESPN has your run out there already. You kind of hear that, maybe what's your initial reaction now that, your first game, you're on kind of the national stage already after the run?
That's great, but that's not what I'm worried about at all. You come out here, you play the game. All I'm worried about is getting a win. And that's what we did tonight. So we're going to enjoy it. Coach Sanchez says 24-hour rule. We're going to enjoy it. But we got a great opponent next week, and that's what I'm looking forward to right now.
Your high school coach said you're at the best when a play breaks down. Do you feel like that way, that you're a playmaker?
I guess I have a little bit of scrambling ability, but you look to make plays out there. And I had an opportunity to make one, but I couldn't do that by myself. I mean, Andrew Price made probably one of the best blocks we've seen at the 50-yard line, which sprung me for 6. So there's probably 3, 4, 5 different blocks on that play. So that's not me making that play. That's me running the ball and getting great blocks from my teammates.
Tony, I know you may have already answered this, but just, can you talk a little about Charles Williams, doing this against his hometown squad?
It meant a lot to him. I told the room earlier, he's been sending me texts since we recruited him. I mean, literally he has all the time, once a week, when's the date, and he's got like the day he was counting down to it and all that. And we were worried a little bit, like we had to settle him down. But when he got in there, God, he was a guy on a mission. But he's a talented guy. It's great for him to have this breakout game in that situation. But we knew this was coming. When we recruited him, the way we watched him practice every day, and Lexington's an unbelievable football player for us. And now with Charles moving along, and you got Green, and you still got Campbell, and we got a pretty good group back there. But Charles, he had a spectacular night, and I couldn't be happier for him.